Well, hey guys, welcome to Star Wars on High. Thank you for stopping by. We are back with just a fantastic two-part mid-season finale for The Bad Batch Season 2, Episode 7, entitled The Clone Conspiracy, and Episode 8, Truth and Consequences. Bravo. Just fantastic work to the whole crew. Sound design, animation, story. This is some of the best Star Wars storytelling. It's just so darn good. So spoilers ahead. I'm going to talk a little bit about the details. I'm very late, so I'm sure by now you've either watched the episode or seen 100 reviews, but appreciate you coming and checking out my thoughts. Guys, I love this episode. I love these two episodes. They show the strength of what animated Star Wars storytelling can be. Look, every week I say it, I'm going to do it again. The visuals are just blowing me away. Seeing Coruscant with this much detail, just the lighting, the textures on the faces of the individuals. It is just absolutely stunning how far we've come from Season 1 of The Clone Wars till now. Between this, Tales of the Jedi, I'm just blown away. I'm just absolutely blown away, and I cannot beg enough for them to continue animated Star Wars. And again, I hope we see new eras as well, but it is too good. And the sound, so many moments in here were enhanced by the tension in the music. The kind of sci-fi, dark, gritty moments are just so well executed. Man, I can't say it enough. The team working on this technically are just best in the business, top notch. So kudos to you guys. I hope Lucasfilm continues to support your work, because I can only imagine it's going to get just even more fine-tuned over the years. But these two episodes, for me, they harken back to the later seasons of the Clone Wars, where there's this conspiracy at play, right? There's this tension where the clones are starting to uncover the truth, and we actually find out something very major right off the top, which is that Kamino, which we obviously know what happened to, Rampart annihilated it in the Season 1 finale. They've been telling the public and the Senate that it was a natural disaster that wiped out Kamino. And that's interesting. I never even considered what the message would be to the general public, to the Senate. I almost felt like they just wouldn't address it, or the Senate had already become so corrupt they signed off on it. But no, that's not the case. The truth is they've been lying, and that is really what starts this episode off. Some of the clones who were involved in destroying Kamino are having second thoughts, and we see them try to kind of unveil the corruption, but are picked off. And then a whole political web is exposed. And what I really am excited about with this episode, and with Andor as well, is we're seeing the political workings of the Senate during this time. It's always been a question for me, like, how did the Emperor function? Was the Senate just like a puppet at that point? And this episode gives you some really interesting insight. And what overall I felt like worked so effectively in this episode is it told this really tense, contained, kind of two-part story, but there's still questions out there to be excited for. Specifically, we have this clone assassin introduced who is a believer in some sort of cause. He's captured and eventually, chokes on a poison pill or electrocutes himself for the future. And what was that about? Who sent him? That's a whole new storyline that's been introduced. And I love that intrigue that's been planted here, because there seems to be some really interesting things and maneuvering happening that we were not aware of until this point. And then the episode finishes, and I know I'm skipping ahead of a lot of things, but then the episode, all of a sudden, kind of out of nowhere, just like, hey, one of the core members of the Bad Batch is gone. Echo's staying with Rex. He's going to fight the good fight. And I am very surprised by that. It totally caught me off guard. I'd never really expected that one would leave. And Echo makes the most sense, because as we saw earlier in the season, he wants to go fight for the cause. He wants to save clones, and now he's got a reason to do so with this new threat being discovered. And so it ended with this very powerful send-off as well. So had a really complete story, but planted seeds for the future and gave us a really emotional conclusion. So just a well-constructed episode. But a lot of big things happen here. And one thing that I'm really excited for with this show is, where can we continue to see the evolution of the Emperor? And so this episode, it highlights why he was so good, why Palpatine's scheming was so effective. So in the end, the Bad Batch gets the payload they need. They think they have one up on the Emperor, and the Emperor was kind of planning for that the whole time. Worked out perfectly. He twists the truth that, hey, we did shoot Kamino, blames it all on Rampart and says, man, if we have these sort of rogue agents, we need a better military to handle it. The stormtroopers are the answer. And it's just, as Palpatine, he's always 2 steps ahead. He's always twisting things. He's just the ultimate. He might not be the most powerful Sith ever, depending on your ranking, your list, but he certainly is one of the most cunning. And I absolutely love that was on display. And I wonder what's going to be next. What are we going to see him doing in not just the rest of the Bad Batch, but also maybe in Andor Season 2. So that was really exciting for me. But guys, I really don't know what to say about the Bad Batch, besides the fact that I love it. I do. There are episodes like we sometimes feel like filler episodes or just fun episodes, but they're always building towards these big moments, these big events. And since we've spent time with the characters, we've seen them go through these side filler quests. The loss is more impactful. The chemistry is more developed. And so I'm fine if every couple episodes we have fun. I thought the last 2 episodes were really fun. I loved going to Kashyyyk, you know, and seeing that planet and their struggle with the Trandoshans. I think that was fantastic. So we've had some really, really good episodes. And candidly, I've been thinking it would at least go another season, but we've already lost 1 member. There's another 8 episodes left. Maybe the show does wrap here, and I was incorrect. But I feel like there's a season 3 for the Bad Batch, and that's where it ends. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Again, appreciate you guys stopping by. We'll be talking about this on our upcoming live stream tomorrow night, as well as the other Star Wars news. It's about to be a crazy cool time for Star Wars. We have Mandalorian Season 3 coming just a couple weeks away now, guys. It is almost here. May the 4th is going to bring Vision Season 2, Celebration. Of course, Jedi Survivor is now April 28th. It's going to be such an awesome spring, so make sure you guys stick around. We're going to have a ton of fun talking about it. And again, we appreciate you all so much. So thanks for stopping by. We'll see y'all again very soon.